You're listening to Real Talk Podcast with Steve Harrison, where he'll be talking about current events, finance, God, relationships, lifestyle, and health. So stay tuned, because Steve is going to bring that real talk on Real Talk Podcast.
Welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Stephen Harrison. My guest today is Christon Gill, former Central High School football player, two-time All-American. Today we're going to talk about Christon playing for Central High School. Also, the college he went to was Western Carolina University, and also he tried out for the NFL. Christon, thank you for coming to Real Talk.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, man.
Okay, Christon, talk to us about your playing football at Central High School.
Oh, yeah, man. It was bigger than what it is, man. Just when I was younger, my brother, he was playing football at Central High School. We moved from Stanford, and, it was 2002, when he started playing. He was a big-time receiver, and, I didn't have too many friends when we moved from Stanford to Bridgeport. So, all I want to do was just be under my brother, and I became the water boy and the flag kid. So I was out there just being a part of the team, and every time they called timeouts, I was a part of the team, listening to the plays. So, the rest was history.
Okay, what was it like seeing your brother being a big-time football player? What did that do to you? That inspire you? Did you say, I want to be like him?
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I just felt like I had to keep the names running. My brother, just the last name Gill, we take pride in that.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, is your brother the first one in your family to play football? You had an uncle, or just your brother started?
Yeah, I had an uncle who played football, and I had an older cousin named Terrell who actually played football as well. So
for Stanford?
Yeah, Stanford High School.
Okay, for Stanford High School. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go back. Let's talk about your Pop Warner days before you even was on the field with your brother being a water boy. What was it like playing Pop Warner back in the day? Oh man, my first time. A lot of people don't know this, but my first time just getting on the field when I was 7 years old. My mom brought me out there, and like I said, I didn't have too many friends, so they tried to put me at center. That was my first position. I was one of the biggest kids, one of the most athletic. So at that age, that's what kids tend to play. Okay, center. Mm-hmm. So from there, I moved forward to junior peewees. I saw that everybody was moving forward, and I thought, you know what, I don't want to play lineman. I'm one of the biggest kids. My brother was like, listen, we already work on things. Mm-hmm. You could catch. Let's skip this peewee and let's go, to a bigger team. So that's what we did, and from there, I just. My game got a lot better. Well, how was that transition, or did you want to do that, or you just listen to your brother and say, okay, I'll do it? Oh, yeah, I was just listening to my brother. I would just want to play football. Like I said, when I was younger, I just being around him, watching him play football, when it was my opportunity, I couldn't wait to turn 7, so I could actually put on those equipment and it'll be mine. Okay, did you dominate going to the bigger league? No, I was actually starting tight end. Okay. I got the ball. I remember I had about 3 or 4 touchdowns that year. Okay. From there, I ended up staying with the same team, and I knew I was a quarterback, but at that age, you just got to listen to your coach. And I actually went up to coach and I told him, I said, listen, if I don't get to play quarterback, I'm gonna probably move on to the next team. So you threatening people at that age? Oh, at this point, man, when you feel like at that age, I felt like I was just way more mature. Okay. I had a different hunger. Okay. And just watching my brother play, and like I said, he was one of the top players. Mm-hmm. So I just felt like I was chasing what he was already doing. Okay. Let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about your parents, man. What was it like, your mother and your father? Talk to us about you growing up in the Gill family. What was that like? Oh, man, it's amazing, man. My mom is everything. She was my mom. She was my dad. Everything in one. My biggest fan. Anybody from Bridgeport to Western Carolina will tell you. They all know my mom. She's the loudest one there. Okay. No fighting, right? Oh, never. Never. Nah, it's all positive vibes. Okay, how parents says, that's my son. You're like, Mom, calm down. Yeah. My mom, she's different. But, she was one of those that no matter what, she tried to show everybody love. Okay. Even if the kid had a bad game, she's going to tell you had a good game. Yeah. And she was just one of those that just positive vibes. And I always just wanted to make my mom proud. Okay. And just my dad not being around, it gave me an extra boost. It just added a little fuel to the fire. Okay. Now, did you ever feel like I wish my dad was there, or you just have so much love with your brother and your mother? You was like it just didn't bother you. Just kept you stayed on point.
Yeah. I think my mom and brother did a heck of a job just keeping me busy, and my brother was my father. You know, just bringing me everywhere to different camps and just getting my name out there.
Okay.
And my mom, like I said, she was just the biggest fan. My brother was the one that was making the drives and, recording everything and just trying to get our names out there.
Okay. Now let's go to when your brother was playing and you was the water boy. What was that experience like, watching your brother? You ever think he was going to make the NFL, or what was in your mind seeing that in the crowd just going crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you what did it for me. His senior year, he was just one of the best receivers in the entire state. Everybody was just talking about him all over News 12, and it came a point where it was time for him, to get ready to move to, his next destination, college or whatever he's going to do, and he didn't have the grades.
Okay.
From there, I knew that was the only thing that could stop me, but I knew I had to take care of that, not just for, me, but him. I wasn't just living my dream. I was living his too.
Okay. So what advice was your brother was giving you as you was growing up, being a water boy, and he's putting the helmet on you and preparing you for the next step?
Yeah. I just remember one exact days when they played against Greenwich in 2004. Okay. And I was the water boy. It was the FCAC championship, and I was giving all the guys water. It was a good game, and my brother just pulled me to the side. He was like, "Listen, man, I want you to be here one day."
Okay.
And a lot of people don't understand. From there, that did it. That did it for me.
Yeah,
and,
that's what I was gonna say. What's that turning point to make you say, "I want to do this too"?
Oh yeah, man. Just him being in the state championship. The FCAC championship. I knew I had to do it. Because it wasn't realistic. During those times, of making it to the state championship, make it to the FCAC championship, because of the competition.
It gets tighter and tighter.
Yeah, man. Exactly. Yeah. And I was one of them guys that actually had an opportunity to play in the FCAC championship too. So, it was a lot bigger than me.
Okay.
I was doing it for my entire family. My brother ended up losing the FCAC championship, but I lost too. But we lost by a game-winning touchdown. So, we kind of reaped the benefits with, me getting scholarships. So, it was just him not having the grades, and me having the grades. I learned from his lessons. So.
Okay, that's a good point you said. Is by him not having it, and you get it. You can always look back and say, you know what, I want to do something different with my family or friend.
Oh yeah. And
it's not putting anybody down. It takes hard work, whether you're doing it in class or you're doing it on the field.
Yeah.
So that's good that you stayed focused and you say, you know what, I'm going to take it to another level.
Yeah.
What are some of the highs and lows playing for Central High School?
I'll be honest. I played at Central for 4 years, and from there, I was one of those kids that I had decent grades. So I missed the SAT by 1 point. Okay. My senior year, and from there I went to a prep school. But it's the biggest difference is public schools. The big time colleges don't come there. The Alabamas, the Clemsons, the
Duke.
Yeah, those guys don't come there. Because they ain't gotta. They gotta worry about the grades. But when you go to prep school, they're not asking about grades because you already set. Because prep schools, you got about 7 to 8 kids to a class. They just take things a little more serious. And I think during that time in 2009, prep school was a thing. And I was one of the first one to transition, from high school, public high school to prep school, and that became a big time thing.
Okay. Was there a lot of distractions in high school for you? Oh yeah,
100%, man. My mom always told me, only things that's gonna stop you from doing what you want to do was the girls, the jewelry and drugs. Yes. If you stay away from those, you're gonna reach your goal. And
was it hard for you?
I don't really think it was, because like I told you, anybody that know me from Bridgeport, Connecticut, my focus was just different. Everybody knew me as the football player. Okay. I didn't do too much partying. Okay. It was just straight about football, and I was trying to get my name out there. I had one parent, so these football camps that they had out there, my mom had to ask, my cousin, for money so we could have $150 to go to a football camp.
Yes, that's what family's for.
From there, I just, try to push myself to a certain limit that, I'm not going to fail.
Okay. So when you graduated, you went to, when you left Central High School, you went to college. You went to Western Carolina University. What was that transition like?
Yeah, I actually went from Central to Avon Old Farms Prep School to Western Carolina.
Okay.
But just in that process of, in prep school, I was starting to become a big-time player. Only a few people noticed, but I was getting ready. I was getting ready to go to Penn State, and that Sandusky.
Yes, I'm familiar with that.
That rape, that happened with the football team. All the coaches got fired. So, and signing day was about, a week before that. And it was, I was going through some things, like I don't know who I want to go to school with.
Yeah, you had to make up your mind, make a decision.
Yeah, and I was fully committed. That's where I want to go. Two of my friends was going there, so, it was sealed and delivered. That's where I wanted to go. But once that happened, I just started thinking, like, where can I play as soon as possible? I can't go to college with my friends, so, I got a call from Western Carolina, and they reached out just saying, like, hey, we like your film, we like what you do. You got an opportunity to start here as a freshman.
Okay.
And I Googled them, and I was just trying to figure out, what they were known for, how they did things, and I looked at their schedule. I saw a school that I noticed, which was Appalachian State, who beat Michigan back in the day, and I was just saying to myself, like, okay, this is a good division. I could come here and start right away, and I was just like, what, I'll be one of the big time players that went to a smaller Division I school. And they still play Alabama, they played Middle Tennessee, you played Tennessee. So you're still playing quality teams that you want to be able to showcase your talent to.
Okay.
So
what was it like transition from Central High to college? You had to work out more? What was it like? Did you have to get in shape? Did you eat more? What did you do? What was your regimen to get you to be prepared for college?
Yeah. I want to say what mainly did it was the workouts in the morning, 6 a.m.s. You squatting and bench pressing max, at 6 a.m. That transitioning from there to classroom. The first because I went to summer school. To try to get my credits up early. They had a bunch of us come in early, so the summer I was there and working out, and it was just a big change in my life. But once you fall in love with the weights, everything is going to take care of itself.
Okay, what was that transition like? Now that you're playing college, what was that like for you?
I started my freshman year, and I became an All-American. Freshman All-American, and I was playing actual safety, and from there my coach got fired, and the guys from Appalachian State went to Western Carolina, the school that I already know about, and they came in and got rid of, mostly all the guys, that started and stuff like that, and I was one of the guys that, started still.
Okay.
And the game started changing. Running backs could catch now. You got smaller receivers. Got quarterbacks that could run. Linebackers got to be able to keep up with running backs and tight ends. So he told me, like, listen, if you want a shot at the next level, you need to make this transition.
Okay.
And he knew, I was all about, the next level.
Yes.
I wasn't playing this for nothing.
Yeah, you come this far, you might as well go all the way in.
Yeah. So I made that transition, and I was faster than every lineman. They couldn't block me. It was, they had me playing defense on, the running backs, the tight ends, and I had a better advantage because I played safety. So, from there, my senior year, I had a nice hype. And they were saying I had a good opportunity to go to NFL, and I was second in the conference with the most tackles, 100 plus. And my last game was against Alabama, and pretty much, we played them. They was ranked number 1 in the country, and
was that televised?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I know Alabama's always on, on TV and stuff.
Yep. It was televised, and before the game was that Saturday. Friday when we had got in, as a team, we had to eat, as a team. The head coach said to everybody, "Like, listen, guys, let's give a hand clap for Christian." Alabama had a big article about me, like, who the heck is Christon Gill? And he was just telling me, like, listen, today, this is your last moment to show the NFL scouts.
Yeah, shine.
This is your moment.
This is your moment. Take advantage of it.
I had the whole city reaching out, so I knew it wasn't just me versus Alabama. It was the whole city versus Alabama.
Right.
So I went out there and I had the best game of my life. I had 17 tackles.
Wow.
I had a forced fumble versus Derrick Henry, who was the Heisman in 2015.
Okay.
I had 2 tackles for losses, and from there, I had an opportunity, to work out for a few NFL teams. Got into 2 different pro days.
Okay.
I had a pro day at Wake Forest, and then I had a pro day at Rutgers.
Okay.
Yep. So,
what was that experience like for you there?
Oh man, it was just the workouts from the training until that one moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable, man. Just knowing I had that opportunity.
Yes.
To work out in front of 28 out of the 32 teams, and like they say, it just takes for one team to fall in love with you. And unfortunate, the Bengals end up choosing someone else over me. But it was, it was just, knowing what I've been through.
Yes.
And who I was doing it for. It was just bigger than me. I know doors was going to open. Because Bridgeport, Connecticut was a small city, and a lot of people don't know, what we about. And I knew, I had to put on for the whole city and state. So
yes. And we support our own here in Bridgeport.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We support our own. We got
for
some
sure.
good athletes that came out here, went into the NFL and went into the pros.
Oh yeah.
So now, are you still pursuing? Like, are you in the back burner? Are you still knocking on the door?
I hung my cleats up in 2015.
2015.
Yeah, that was it for me.
You made that decision?
Yeah, I made the decision. I could have been one of those. I had an offer from Europe. Europe was just opened up a league. I had workouts with a few Canadian teams. But I was just one of those, like, you know what? I never had an injury. I never had surgery, anything. I was a 2-time All-American. I reaped everything I sowed.
Yeah.
So at that point, I would just, I'm not going to be one of those guys that, keep trying, knocking at that door. At this point, let me show the youngins, the route. I'll give them the jewels to the game. So,
okay.
From there, I made a decision coming. Once I did the NFL, I went back to college to finish my degree. My mom always told me, you're going to go back and get that degree.
Yes,
and
that's
what
a strong mother. I love strong mothers.
Oh yeah,
that don't quit. Do it for the family. Do it. She sees a bigger picture.
Oh yeah,
sees a bigger picture.
Yep. And from there, once I stopped playing, I got a job right away. As assistant athletic director at a prep school, and I've done that. And
is that in Connecticut or
no? That's in North Carolina. It was actually 30 minutes from where I played at.
Okay.
I loved it. Had an opportunity to go to a state championship with them. I was the first time ever, to the state championship. So, just giving back. And once my agent at the time was asking me, like, hey man, what's something that you always want to do? And I told him, I said, you know what, I want to, I always want to give back to the community some way, somehow. I don't care how big my name was or how little it was, especially the way how, the world works today.
Yes.
With all these kids on the game.
They need help.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what, I don't know how many kids actually going to come out or come and support, but you know what, I'm doing it out of love. And, let me show them the game. And I bring some of my friends who play in the NFL, because that don't happen every day.
No, it doesn't. Some people make it and they forget where they come from.
Yeah, exactly. And from there, I took off and ran with it. I got some sponsors. I got, those guys to come down, and I was like, you know what, I want to make my camp a little more different than anybody else's. I want to make sure they leave with something.
Okay.
Because I was that kid that.
You know what? Tell the people what the name of your camp is.
Yeah, it's CG7 football camp.
Okay, and it's been in fruition for 2 years?
No, that's that was the 4th year. So
the 4th year, okay.
Yeah, so we going on the 5th. What I wanted to do was, when I was younger, like I told you, my mom didn't have the money, to go to camps. We had to do what we had to do to make sure we had the money. Yeah, exactly. Money. Just to get my name out there. And so I was, let my camp be free. Let me get the kids out. Let's get them hats. Let's get them, whatever. Just make sure they leave with something. Because me going to camps, we didn't have anything unless you won an MVP or something. Yeah,
and I saw Channel 12 interview you on that. What was that moment like when Channel 12 interviewed you and just put you out there and let you know that you're doing your camp for free? I think the mayor came.
Yeah,
the mayor came. What was that experience like?
Oh man, it just knowing that they got my support, it means a lot. It makes me want to keep going, and every year it's gotten bigger and bigger.
What did it start out your first year? Would you say 50, 100?
Yeah, we had first year we had about 70 to 72 kids.
Okay.
And this past year we had 170. So,
so it's growing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And with the camp, I just I do it for the kids that don't get the opportunity.
Yes, like you had the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. And I see their faces when they meet me in person. They meet my friends that's in the NFL, or even you ain't even got to be an NFL star. You just be somebody in the community that can show them the ropes.
Positive, yes.
Yeah, and I've gotten parents reaching out, kids reaching out, just thanking me, saying, what, this is the best football camp I've ever been to, and that mean a lot to me because, I didn't have that growing up. We had to go to state. I always had to go to past New York.
See the talent. Now, what advice do you give kids at your camp? What can kids learn from, even though they're getting the fundamental? What kind of advice do you give them one-on-one? You ever see someone on the side like, I need to talk to them because some kids are just talented like you were. Do you pull them to the side?
Yeah. I know a little kid now that plays with Bridgeport Chargers. His name is Zay. He's a running back. He has tremendous work ethic. He's a great player. But I try to stay in his ear. Can't worry about it right now. Just keep grinding. But mainly it's those grades, man. Yes. That's what stopped a lot of us. Bridgeport got a lot of talent, but only thing that's stopping us is the grades. And like I said, every success has its own route, and their own road. I found my road. Okay. And that's what I try to do nowadays. I try to send kids to the prep school that I went to, because I know what it's like. If
you experience it.
Yeah. So, from there, it's just history, man.
When you see these parents bring their kids to your camp, what kind of advice would you give them? Would you tell them to have your kids prepared? What kind of advice would you give someone that you see their child? 'Cause like your mother gave you good advice. What do you wish parents would do more with their children?
Oh man, just stay involved.
Okay.
Stay involved because not only the game could change his life, but he could change mom's life.
Okay. Because everybody looking up to you as a mentor, and you have a camp. People think, oh, you just come to camp, we exercise, but your position's so high, and people are looking at you. You got to give words, not just physically. You just got to, be in people's ears, like you're saying.
Yeah.
So what's up next for you?
Right now, I'm just trying to figure out my next destination.
What's the next step for you?
Yeah, I got some things open up for me in November. Okay. I just want to get that stuff ready and set, and from there I'm taking off.
Okay. What would you like to leave with the audience before you go?
My mom, I will never forget this. My mom would first bring me to college, and it stuck with me. We was driving, we was in the mountains, it came a point we was about 45 minutes away from the school, and I was just like, man, this is real.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, I'm 14 hours away from home. And she was just like, we saw these houses. Come from Bridgeport, you don't have many big houses, and we was driving houses, and I was just like, man, I gotta get one of these. She was like, don't worry about what it looks like right now. It's gonna happen. So what I took from it was, don't worry about what's going on right now. Don't worry about where you at. This is where you going.
Yeah.
And
stay on the dream. Keep your mind on the dream.
Yeah, exactly. And she always told me, first you make your choice, then your choice makes you. And I thought I made all the right choices so far. So
yeah, you're still here. You're a mentor to a lot of kids, so you're on the right track. It ain't like you started and can't nobody find you because you don't exist no more. You're still relevant. Kids are looking for you.
Yeah, and me living in North Carolina, I didn't know how things would work. Just with the transitioning from North Carolina to Connecticut, or just even bigger than that, my camp, as kids gonna come out, I live in North Carolina, I gotta do everything was getting done in North Carolina, for the camp. So I always come in, at least 3 days before the camp, and, I'm doing my PR with the, News 12 and stuff like that, just getting out there and, just having those 100+ kids come out, off of the strength of, who I am. And, it means a lot to me, because even when, after the camp, I see the kids with my shirt on, and, one of my friends told me one of the kids had my shirt on for first day of school, so that means he took pride in it, and my biggest thing with my football camp, I'm smart enough to understand that, not everybody's going to get what I'm saying. But I'm smart enough to understand somebody's going to get it.
Yes, and it could trickle down to somebody else.
Yeah, and it just become a trail. Everybody just passing on to this person, and it's from there. The rest is history.
Yes, because we can't pinpoint everything. Yeah, but sometimes you got to let it. It's a seed. Let the seed grow, and you don't know when it's going to grow. 20 years from now, you never know. Yeah. Somebody said because of your camp, I am where I am today. Yeah. So that's a positive thing that you're doing. I thank you for coming to Real Talk. Your career is amazing, man. Your grind is real. Yeah. And just keep being an inspiration to others, man. Yeah. And those that are watching Real Talk, we want to thank you for watching Real Talk. You can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, podbean.com. You can listen to this interview. Tell everybody about this interview. It's positive, community, and focus. And one more thing before we go, just tell the audience what you want to say before we go.
Just never give up. Just never give up. Everything happens for a reason, and just keep going. Don't worry about what it looks right now, but it's gonna happen.
Thank you for watching Real Talk. You heard it from Christon Gill. God bless.
Appreciate it.
You can reach out to Steve at realtalk877@gmail.com, Instagram and Facebook at Real Talk with Steve Harrison.